Thank you to Shawne Merriman, former All-Pro turned MMA promoter. Now, we've talked to you on the phone several times. I believe this is at least the second time we've gotten to chat with you in person. How the hell are you?
Great, man. Great. Just taking in this week like everybody else. It's always fun to come out here. You don't get a chance to see everybody in person. You talk on the phone, but to see everybody in person is always cool.
Did you ever talk with people on the phone? You're like, that guy sounds like a jerk, and then you see him in person. You're like, that's exactly what I thought he would look like.
No, somebody with a deeper voice is like, man, that dude sound big. You get in there, he's a small, tiny, 5 foot nothing. No, I think for me, man, it's always good experiences, and especially during the season when you're kind of doing the circles and talking about some of the biggest things that happen in sports.
Do you get a lot of sense, because obviously we're still in the sports vein, though we moved to combat sports, there is a lot of carryover between football folks and fans of MMA. I've always been curious about that.
Yeah, big time. And that's something I saw even when I started training MMA myself back in the mid-2000s. I was like, a lot of these guys that I trained with, the Randy Couture, Cedar Ortiz, Chuck Liddell, they were all football fans.
Yeah.
All of them. And that's how we became close, and I got into the sport because I would train with them in the offseason. I would give them tickets to come to the game, and so I think there's always been that crossover. It's just that, to me personally, that there hasn't been someone or something that's been able to bridge it, right? But that sector, that's why I created Lights Out Extreme Fighting. And you see a lot of these kind of fans that watched me over my career and watched me play against their teams now watching Lights Out Extreme Fighting.
I know when you start a business venture, you probably have a good idea, but has this taken up more of your life than you ever possibly imagined?
No, I imagined it.
Okay.
Because I got a pretty good relationship with Dana, Dana White, and I've been around the sport for almost 18 years now, so I know the nuances of the production side of things and the fight, the matchmaking, the operation side, the venues, which casino or venue we're having fights at. So, I worked with Bellator for a couple of years. So I've been around it for a long time. So I knew exactly, what I was getting in from. But also I saw holes in the business, in the sport that I feel like I can go and add that to make it better.
Have you ever power slapped with Dana White?
No, and I'm not going to either. Yeah, I'm not. Look, Dana would love for more NFL players. We talked about it. He would love to see some NFL players slap the hell out of each other. I can tell you that.
Now, you came over and you said that hat is not going to work for me. I got to go. My co-host, he wore this hat at Cowboys training camp one year, like during the whole camp in Oxnard. He's wearing the hoodie.
They weren't happy. I told them I thought that the Cowboys had forgotten what a Super Bowl logo looks like. So I thought I would remind them by wearing a Chiefs hat with a Super Bowl logo on the side, maybe to motivate them. And it absolutely didn't motivate them again for year 27, I think that was.
Did you walk in there with like a 50-cent bulletproof vest on, or you just came as is?
Just came as is.
Oh, wow. Wow. That's tough.
You think the Cowboys were going to fight hard in that situation?
Man.
Jeez. Now, Sean, I did see you on Bourbon last night. I hope I'm not giving anything away.
No,
but there was some crazy stuff last night. There was some really good music all throughout the area last night. When you go visit these host cities, is New Orleans one of those that you're like, I know I'm going to have a good time there?
Yeah, it's hard not to because a city and a place that's known for that, right? You'll come here, the food has always been great, having a good time, but also the people, man. The people are really just respectful and nice and just pleasant to be around. Because they actually enjoy when people come here and treat them nice and take care of them, man. That's what's so great about this city.
Because while we're doing that, it is also fight week. How are you balancing that, and what's your stress level on fight week?
Look, I'm getting emails and texts about a guy may not make a fight because he just twisted his knee up yesterday and just. So it's insane.
Do you want to put that guy on blast?
Oh, no. I'll trust me. I want to because I might cut him when we get off.
Okay.
So, but yeah, we got a big fight, Lights Out Extreme Fighting 22 this Friday in Long Beach, California. Anybody in Long Beach or SoCal area, lightsoutxcept.com. But we'll be live on Lights Out Sports TV, my new free ad-supported all-sports streaming service that you can get on any smart TV, iOS, Android. Make sure you guys download Lights Out Sports TV, man. And we got a ton of free lives. I know we got the fight Friday, but we got a ton of free live sports on there.
I'm very. Did you ever run across Brian Schottenheimer?
Yeah, he was on the staff there at the Chargers.
All right, yeah. Can you kind of let us know a little? We know him as a man. We've interviewed him and everything, but can you let us know a little more about his foundation, like how he builds this thing?
Well, first and foremost, man, I love his dad to death. Marty. Marty was my guy, man, and somebody who I know cared for me a bunch, and I would run through a wall for his dad for sure. And this is the problem with I think that a lot of these things create. Everybody wants to see a big name coach come in the building.
Yes.
Like no matter what. So it didn't have to be Brian Schottenheimer. It could have been someone else without a big name, and people would have been just as pissed off.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because what's happening now, Pete Carroll going to the Raiders, to the Patriots.
Vrabel.
Mike Vrabel going. So we're seeing these big name. Jim Harbaugh goes. So we're seeing these big name coaches. So everybody's like, all right, where's our big name coach? And if you can't get us a big name coach, why don't we just stay with Mike McCarthy?
Yeah.
That's the overall attitude. So you got to understand, man. They got Dak Prescott there. He's been through how many coordinators in the last 6 years?
All of them.
Right? And so you got to think, why? So you're not going to go and restart that offense again. Now if you want to talk about rebuilding, bring in another offensive coordinator.
Okay.
Right? And so if I guarantee you that if they would have brought in another head coach if they was agreeing to keep Brian Schottenheimer on staff, and that offense wouldn't change. Then a big head, Deion probably would have. Deion Sanders would have came there if Brian Schottenheimer could have stayed there as an offense coordinator and that offense stayed the same. But I guarantee that call didn't go that way when they talked, or any other head coach that they talked to. They don't want to change this offense again. So I think there's a bigger picture. And I know that Jerry Jones and, I got a great relationship with the Jones family and Stephen Jones, all the guys down there. There was a lot of internal stuff that maybe they're not talking about publicly that people understand. They've probably had conversations. Not probably. I know they've had conversations with bigger coaches, with bigger name coaches, but that offense wasn't going to change. And so what do? You got to hire within if you're going to do that, or now you're in a real rebuilding process.
Yeah. Which one of these quarterbacks in the Super Bowl would you rather not chase down?
Patrick gets on my nerve. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like
it feels like a compliment when you say that.
It is, man. It's a backhanded compliment.
Yeah.
Trust me. He's such a great quarterback. I don't know if you guys remember a couple years ago, he came into the playoffs and he was on that bum foot, high ankle sprain.
Yeah.
And he iced the game with like a 15-yard run. First down, kept and extended the drive, and the game was over. So I was like, I think it might have been an AFC Championship game. I was like, no way in hell this dude's coming in the game at all. His ankle and foot was shattered. I mean, it was garbage. It was playing on a literally bum foot in the iced game. So at that point, I knew that I couldn't go against these guys anymore. And so with him in particular, it's that they just know how to win. And I faced like the Patriots, those years they were winning, they just made sure they capitalized on every single thing you did, man. So I wouldn't want to – I can deal with Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
Because if he runs enough, you hit him enough, they'll get out of running him.
Did you ever personally get yourself in trouble because you're like, it's really hard to get this person. When I get them, I'm going to make it count. And then you saw the yellow flag, and you're like, I get it.
Yeah, Tom.
Yeah.
So it's worth it, though, right? Like, personally, it's worth it.
I mean, I'll pay that fine any given day of the week, no doubt.
So people have gotten mad at Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs, let's say, for drawing roughing penalties. Why don't, when Kevin Durant started doing the rip-through, then you started seeing younger players figure out how to do that and draw a fake foul and then get free throws. And the refs had to change the rule, like, we're not going to give you fake free throws for that, but we understand we still have to call it a foul because you've raked the guy's arm even though you weren't trying to. Why don't other quarterbacks just practice in the offseason how to draw fake 15-yard penalties?
That's what I mean, I'm not trying to take a shot at the NBA, but that's what makes the NFL not the NBA. If you talk to anybody right now, the biggest problem with the NBA is those things, right?
For sure.
And
the Lakers getting a player for
free.
Yeah.
We don't need to.
And the Mavs getting, a bag of donuts and some Skittles. Right? So I think that ultimately Patrick Mahomes is too great to be looking for extra calls. That, in my personal opinion. You don't stop 2 yards before you go out of bounds, get pushed, look back, looking for a flag.
Yeah.
You already going to get the calls anyway. You don't need any help. And so I just don't like the fact of that possibility, because he's too great of a quarterback. I don't like the possibility of those things being attached to him. He doesn't need to look for calls. He's going to get it because he's protected anyway, but he's too great of a quarterback to be in that because people want to start looking at him as a crybaby, and he's not that. But, again, if you do that every single play, you will get that attachment.
Now, before you go, tell everybody again how to watch the fight on Friday and how to get your app.
Yeah, you can download Lights Out Sports TV. Tons of free live sports there. Over 300 sports movies and documentaries there. We're on every major smart TV, iOS and Android. Big fight this Friday. Lights Out Extreme Fighting 22. 10 fights lined up starting at 6:30 Pacific time.
Thank you very much. Good
Thank
sir
you.
for jumping
Appreciate it.
on with
Thank
us,
you.
ladies
Thanks for
and
having me.
gentlemen.